We good. Welcome. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Mulligan. Yeah, had to get a Mulligan little breakfast ball. I know that music is so soothing. AB been lining us for weeks, telling us he was gonna give us some bars coming out of the break. AB won't be with us today. He's moving around. Should be back on Thursday. So it's your boy Dolo. But I hope everybody had a good, safe weekend. It's Monday, July 26th. We back in the building, baby. Got a lot going on, man, in the world. Van, what up? In the world, obviously in sports. We got the Olympics going on. We got training camp getting underway. We got Ben Affleck and JLo back together, man. Ben is my hero for that, man, because JLo, that's been she been top of my list for a while. But they back, man. Salute. He went back and got that, cuz. Cheers. I wonder if he was back in the cut for a minute, though. You know how that go. But what else happened? Last night, crypto, Bitcoin had a bounce back. They damn near touched. Bitcoin damn near touched 40 again. Ethereum went up with it as well. But you never, crypto is very, very volatile. Always, up and down. I'm in it for the long haul, so I'm riding the wave. We got obviously some big news in the NFL when it comes to the quarterback position. Some A-Rod news, Deshaun Watson news. You guys been seeing already. I know if you follow NFL pages or Twitter or whatever, all the coverage with the Cowboys. So, they're Hard Knocks be coming up. We'll be hearing about them every day. But yeah, I'm excited, man. Football season is officially back. Let me see, man. Y'all drop a bunch of questions in the chat today since I will be flying solo. Obviously, I'll have a lot more time to interact with you guys, answer some of these questions that you'll have. We'll be announcing one, maybe two more winners when it comes to the underdog fantasy football. We already have Akiva Walker. I think it's AKA Tsunami Mommy. We got Boots the Passes as well. So we'll have one, maybe two more winners. What else we had this weekend? Obviously, we had the NFL came out with some of the new protocols with the vaccine, and I stepped in that hornet's nest on Twitter. I don't know why I thought Twitter would be a place for some sensible dialogue around an important issue, but I learned my lesson. Stay up out of that. You know my thoughts. You've been following the pod for a minute. But anywho, let's get right to it, man. Let me see what we got. We got anything good first before I get rolling? We got in the building. Okay. We got some XRP. Those stay away from y'all know I rock with the Bitcoin, Ethereum, and not financial advice or anything like that. But what else you got? Dave. He's in favor because he believes in the Bucks. Let me see. So we got Tokyo Olympics going on. Team USA basketball men's. That's the main story so far coming out of the Olympics, man. Obviously, it had tricked off a couple games in the prelims. Most people, myself included, thought once the real games start, they'll turn up, they'll get locked in, they'll be focused, and they'll do what we're accustomed to seeing Team USA do in the Olympics. And off to a rocky start, took an L to France. Evan Fournier went off on us. We know who's on the team: KD, Draymond, Levine, Brad Beal, Dame Lillard. Bam, list goes on. A bunch of I wouldn't say a collection of the best players in the NBA, but a lot of very, very good players basketball players, some of the best in the world. Patrick Ewing spoke on it, and he basically, in so many words, said, hey, kind of the world is caught up to us in basketball. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say I agree with that. Collectively, I still feel like we have the best talent. But as we know in sports, talent's only part of it. You know, I think because you got to kind of you put a bunch of players together who don't play a lot of basketball or whatever sport it is, but don't play a lot of basketball together as a team. So you got to build that team and that continuity very quickly. And the teams that we grew up watching, a lot of you guys, I don't remember watching the Dream Team, honestly. I've seen documentaries, I've seen highlights, I've heard a bunch of stories that's still coming out of what happened there, but I didn't watch the Dream Team. Definitely watched the Redeem Team. You know, I remember the teams with Kobe, with LeBron, you know, KD, Wade, Melo. I remember those teams. And the thing about those teams, yeah, they were super talented, but the leadership, the guys on those teams, like the leadership was, and not saying that the guys on these teams aren't good leaders, but I remember watching some old clips of like Team USA practice, and you hear, you know, Kobe and LeBron, you know, coaching guys up, and the whole practice, they're mic'd up and they sound like coaches. And not to say that those same things aren't happening in these practices, but when I look at the group of players, you know, Durant, Dame, you know, Bill, Levine, Tatum, like Draymond would probably be the guy on that whole team who I say, okay, he would be like, I would see like a leader, rally the troop type guy. But you know, he's not Kobe, LeBron, he's not on that level, you know, so it's different. I think that matters. Obviously, when you start talking about leadership, you gotta. I don't know what happened there. I think Tony. Obviously, we talk about leadership, you got to talk about the coach as well. So Pop got to be called out as well. Like, what is Pop doing? It's Coach K. This wasn't happening on Coach K's watch. Obviously, Coach K had a different group of players, but I can't sit and make excuses for this team. Too much talent, and they just got to collectively figure it out. It's a different game, different rules. A lot of people are saying, hey, the NBA has gotten too soft. You know, these players can't play the same without getting these calls and looking at the refs. The three ball is obviously a huge part of the NBA game. Now, when you get into this style of basketball, it's a different game, just all around. So, I mean, Pop will go down as still all-time great coach, all-time great, especially when you talk NBA. Like, he probably one or two in most people's book. So that his legacy, I don't think will ever be in question overall as a basketball coach. But these Olympic, this team right here is already off to a rough start, and they're probably still favored to win gold. I'm not even sure, honestly, but I mean, I'm not that confident. You know, that France team has some ballers on it. Rudy Gobert, Evan Fournier. Who else is on? I think Nick Batum. So they got some, you know, quality ballers on there. So it ain't like we out here playing scrubs. But to say that they caught up to Team USA, I don't think so. Not yet. So George, according to George Alkema, now, you know, we don't like putting out bad information here, but it sounds about right. USA is still favored minus 200 to win the gold. So we shall see. Somebody just mentioned Boston Klein said France or Slovenia might win it. Now, I don't think they win it, but speaking of Slovenia, let me see if we got a banner for this, because Luka went off. Oh, no, we don't. But Luka went off. Luka handled business. And I believe it was Slovenia's first. I believe it was their first Olympic game, and Luka carried. He went off for 48 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 blocks. That was in 31 minutes of playing. He shot 62%, 48, 11, 5, and 3. And, Slovenia's first Olympic game. Now, obviously, Luka's game, I expected it to easily translate. He played internationally for a few years before he got drafted into the NBA. So that doesn't surprise me that his game is translated easily. But, I mean, those numbers, like that's 48, 11, 5, and 3 on 31 minutes, shooting 62%. So obviously carried his team, put the team on his back. And he said it. Because part of it is, I'm sure people ask, hey, do the guys on Team USA care, as much? Dame made a comment, hey, these international guys are completely different when they're playing for their country. And, everybody in the NBA is a great basketball player. Now, depending on how the team is constructed, how your coach is, where you are in the lineup or rotation, are they drawing up plays for you? Are they letting you cook? Like, what's your role on that team? All those factor into like production and their stats and all those type of things. But when you put these different players in different environments, you're going to get different results sometimes. So Dame kind of sounded a little salty with the comment, but it's true. And we saw with Evan Fournier and Luka. Luka does the same thing in the NBA. So I won't say that's much different. He don't put up those type of numbers, night in and night out. But I don't know. It's not looking too good for our guys right now, man. Some more Olympic news. I know John Ram, who had got a golfer who had got pulled earlier from a tourney that he was in the lead on. I can't remember exactly which one, because he had COVID, and he got COVID again out there in Tokyo. So he's pulled from the Olympics, tested positive again for COVID. This is twice in a few months, back to back. And they said he's vaccinated, fully vaccinated, caught it twice. So, it's tough out here, man. It's tough. What else we got, man? Let's get to some of the quarterback news. So we saw, I'm sure everybody saw the post, the somewhat cryptic post from A-Rod and Devontae Adams. They both posted, MJ and Pippen, The Last Dance. And, people are taking it differently. I was kind of confused by it. Because I didn't know if they meant like last year was their last dance, or this upcoming year will be their last dance. But either way, I don't think they should have put MJ and Scotty on there. Those two haven't even won a chip together, and you just tricked off, back-to-back NFC championship games. Now, obviously, both of those players are phenomenal players, arguably the best of their positions, respectively. But the last dance, so we're going to see if they mean this their last dance this year, or last year was the last dance. Like, does A-Rod play there this year? Do the Packers play hardball and say, hey, you either play here or you're not playing at all? Or do the Packers deal A-Rod and get as much back for him in return as possible? If I'm in that situation, I think at this point it's kind of at the point of no return. You drafted a guy first round for a reason in Jordan Love. I say personally, you get A-Rod up out of there and you get as much back as possible. It was my same thought process with Deshaun Watson months ago. I said, make that happen before the draft. And this was before all of the allegations and the civil suits and things like that came out. Obviously, that complicates things in a much bigger manner. But somebody tells you they don't want to be there, and it really gets to that point. We should know what that point is. Especially when that's the quarterback, that's your leader, that's your this is our guy. This is the guy that's supposed to rally the troops. This is the guy that going into training camp, Tom Brady, Pat Mahomes, Dak Prescott, Russell, whoever these guys, even the Russell Wilson situation. You saw as a guy once training camp was about to come around, hey man, me and Peter closer than ever. I want to win a championship. Go Hawks. Like, that's the type of tune you got to be on as that quarterback going back into these facilities focusing on to win the championship. And if that's not the case, you got to make the moves. And as a GM, Kuntakus out there, you got to make something happen at this point. You created this situation. Now you got to create the best possible outcome going forward. Not only for this year, going forward. You got A-Rod coming off an MVP season. So obviously you'll be able to recruit a king's ransom for him. So, make it happen. I don't think the sports book I think it might have been over the weekend. It came out like the sports book had expected Aaron Rodgers to retire at some point this week. Obviously that's assuming, that's what the Packers playing hardball. But I think personally, I think he's too competitive to play coming off an MVP season. I think he's too competitive to walk away. But I could be wrong. I don't know him personally. I did hear him speak a few months back about Barry Sanders being his favorite player, and him remembering when Barry walked away kind of, at the top of still in his peak, should I say, still in his prime. He walked away. Barry Sanders was 10 years all pro. So you got a quarterback who can obviously play 2 or 3 more years at least. So I don't see him walking away. But, hey, sports, but somebody knows something. So we going to see. Let me see what you guys are talking about. And as far as I still heard some people dealing with some issues with the live notifications. You got to click on that bell once you subscribe to get the live notifications. According to my producer, Tone. Frank Wright caught COVID and he is vaccinated. I didn't see that. I didn't hear that news. Did that just come out? Y'all be safe out there. COVID is obviously back on an uptick. Things being back open. I think obviously with the vaccine and everything else, people may feel more free, and as that's the point of getting the vaccine. But cases will start to go up. Make sure everybody's protecting themselves and their family. Y'all know I'm just coming out on the other side, and shit real. So be safe out here. Before I move on to keep it walking, I think Aaron is too competitive not to play. I agree with you. Definitely agree with you, but once again, I don't know the guy. I don't know the guy personally. Zach, I wouldn't put it past the jaded Packers front office to trade Rodgers and Love for Watson. I don't know if that will happen. Fred 710. Is Denver still the favorites to get Aaron Rodgers? Not sure at all. Remember when this Aaron Rodgers story initially broke? This was draft night. I remember it vividly because I was on set with my guys over at PFF doing the show, and I think the news came out maybe a couple hours before draft, and everything that we had talked about going over pre-draft, all these things were completely thrown out of the window because of the news that Schefter put together and decided to break right before the draft. Peculiar timing, but I'm not sure who the favorite is to land Aaron Rodgers right now. Boop, 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 boop. All right. So yeah, that was only a couple comments on the Aaron Rodgers stuff. But speaking of, while we're on Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, man, put their top. I don't know if they said is the receiver spelled right on this. But anyway, Madden 22, they put out their ratings for the top 10 wide receivers in the NFL right now. Let me know if you guys agree with these. I think Odell maybe could have cracked this list. A couple guys be on this list too. We'll see. Number 1, Devontae Adams, 99 overall. D-Hop, 98 overall. Tyreek Hill, 98 overall. Stephon Diggs, 97 overall. Julio Jones, 95 overall. So that's the top 5 right there. Devontae Adams, DeAndre Hopkins, Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs, and Julio Jones. That's your top 5 right there. The last 5 to round it out, you got Mike Thomas down in New Orleans, who's coming off surgery, just had surgery. They say he probably missed 12 to 16 weeks. I'm not very familiar with his injury. The timing of the surgery is kind of weird for me. So I don't know what's going on there. But Mike Thomas, he's number 6 on this list. Then you got Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper, Mike Evans, and Allen Robinson. So that's how Madden ranked the top 10 receivers: Adams, Hopkins, Hill, Diggs, Jones, Thomas, Allen, Cooper, Evans, Robinson. After Devontae's year last year, I can definitely, you can't make you 99, number 1, warrants it. D-Hop, Ty Hill. I agree with that top 3. I agree with that top 3. I think D-Hop was in the 99 club last year. But yeah, I agree with that top 3. Fred, he thinks Justin Jefferson should be on there. Ace Boogie, Cooper is not top 10 to me. Keenan Allen too low. That's from Tone or Jims. Zach, he says Steph Diggs should be over Hill. Bongs or Banji's project. Mike Evans is consistently dogged on this list and definitely better than Amari Cooper. Mike Evans has been underrated for a while. I feel like he's produced at a very high level since coming into the league. His production, I'm not sure what his production will be week in and week out, being in that Buck system with all those weapons. But if you look at the film last year, which I have, and I just watched the NFC Championship game a couple of days ago, actually, and teams, when you line up against the Bucks and teams are in that single high with a post safety, teams are still leaning that safety to Mike Evans' side. So defensive coordinators, defenses definitely still understand his impact on the game. So you still, when he's healthy, you still got to lean that safety over here. So if you getting that safety lean to you week in and week out, I got no problem with you being on this top 10 at all. OBJ definitely has a lot to prove, but he'll be top 10 for sure. Ace Boogie, Julio might be too high. He's number 5. I'm gonna tell you right now. Julio Jones healthy, he top 5 until I see it otherwise. Until I see him out there, he top 5. Shit me. But yeah, I can see Calvin Ridley getting on this list. I can see him cracking the top 10. Justin Jefferson's another one. AJ Brown's another one. I really like Brandon Ayuk. I really like him. I think he could take a huge leap this year. Who else can crack this list? Adams, Hop, Hill, DK Metcalf could crack this list. I was surprised to not see him on the top 10. But yeah, interesting. But what else we got, man? We got anything on the brand? Y'all drop some questions in here too, man. Before we move on from the football stuff, one more thing with Watson too. Deshaun Watson did report to camp. He did report to camp for the Texans, and according to Chris Mortensen, I don't think this report is according to Chris Mortensen, but Nick Caserio and the Texans are now taking offers for the Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson. Now, he has not been placed on the exempt list, and the civil cases won't go to trial this year. So, according to Chris Mortensen, the price tag is set at around 5 high draft picks. So 5 high drafts. So maybe, 3 first rounders, 2 seconds, 4 second round, 4 first rounders and something else like that. Because this is a guy that when he's out there, he's a top 5 quarterback. So the haul that the Texans will eventually get for Deshaun Watson will be crazy. And, like I said, he hasn't been placed on the exempt list yet. His trials aren't expected to, his cases aren't expected to go to trial this year. So it's a lot of question marks there. If I had to place a bet if he plays this year or not, I think he plays at some point this year. I think Deshaun Watson plays football at some point this year. Who trades for him? Will teams trade for him? That's another question. Obviously, you don't know how this is going to play out. Some serious accusations. A lot 22 last time I checked. I don't know if that changed or not. But we'll see. He reported to avoid the $50,000 a day fine. So smart decision by him when it comes to the money, obviously. But we'll see how that all pans out. So we asked a question, actually, if my memory serves me correctly. I think it was Nicholas Popovich who asked this question. Who was the best quarterback in NFC West? And then me and AB, I said Russell Wilson, easily. That was an easy answer for me. And I have faith and hope in the football, the man-to-man pod community, and those surrounding to agree with the obvious statement that Russell Wilson was the best quarterback in the NFC West. And then the comparison came. AB was like, hey, you're saying that too quick over Stafford. Stafford's out there in LA right now. And I still think it's a clear 1 and 2 between those two. And obviously, you guys agree with me. So I appreciate that, man. My faith is still there with you guys. The Twitter results came back from the man-to-man survey. Russell Wilson won 60. He received 64% of the votes. Matt Stafford received 36. So once again, thank you for rewarding my faith in you guys. More quarterback news. I saw somebody ask earlier in the chat. I actually been getting DMs about this. My uncle actually just did me probably 10 minutes before I got on came on live. He said, hey man, hey, Neff, you gotta tell me, you know, uncles and older, siblings and parents, they kind of be out of the loop. It's harder to tell. And honestly, when this video first got posted, when I first saw it pop up on my Twitter, when I first saw it, I knew it was fake. But I only knew it was fake the first time I saw it because I know how that the jugs machines operates. And anybody who's operated a jug machine knew the video was fake when they first saw it. But if you had no experience with the jugs machine, you could easily think that this video was real because the editing and the whatever went into reminded me of the old, pick me fantasy commercials. But Tom his social team has been doing a phenomenal job. Shout out to Ben over there, his manager. But they've been doing a great job, especially his post-Patriots career. I feel like he's this new person, almost new personality that so many people didn't get to see. Obviously, he was one of the most hated players, I would say, outside of the Patriots, because he was part of the evil empire. And now that he's with the Bucks, you see more of his personality. He's bigger on social media. He's into it. They did a phenomenal job. The video was awesome, but it's obviously fake. Once again, if you know how the jugs machine operates, you know it was fake when you first saw it. But if you didn't, I can't blame you for believing that it was real. It is Tom Brady. I'm sure he can make that throw. Came back to him, threw it into the jug. For the people who haven't seen it, threw it into the jugs machine perfectly. Jugs machine spit it back out to him. Boom, he caught it, threw it back. I believe he caught it again. Then I think he threw it again, knocked the jug machine over. It shot the ball in the air and it bounced. Cool video. Dope ass video. But yeah, 1,000% fake. 1,000% fake. But he I know a lot of people, fans of all teams. Like I said, if you weren't a Patriots fan, if you're a Colts fan, you hate them. Any Jets hate them. Anybody, you probably hated them. And now it's probably kind of hard for you to hate the guy. Hard for you to hate Tom Brady right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. A dope ass video. Now, raise your hand in here, guys and gals, if you thought the video was real. Don't get on here and lie now after I told you it was fake. Let me see who. Let me see. Somebody's come on. Be a man. Be a woman. Let me know if you thought that thing was real when you first saw it. Let me see. I gotta ask Boston Connor. He probably thought it was real. Porter Sherman, real. Porter Sherman said it's real. Watch it again. All right, Porter. Javier B, that's about as real as those UFOs. Hey, if you UFO, hey, I know we've had a lot going on these last couple of years, and I think the government did a phenomenal job with that, you know, that little news drop. So I don't know if y'all remember, but we've seen videos of these UFOs that are on, military camera and radar. We've seen them now. It's not. I mean, I don't think that's a debate anymore at this point. It shouldn't be. But that was a little news dump. Like, hey, I know we got COVID and we got, the stock market crash and this going on and that going on. By the way, hey, these UFOs y'all been talking about forever, they're 1,000% real, buddy. But let's move on. But yeah, so don't say that. I saw a tweet the other night, maybe last night. He was like, the comedian. He said, what if UFOs are just billionaires from another planet? Got me to thinking. Hell of a point. These are the times that we need comedians, by the way. Say keep it real, man. But yeah, UFOs are definitely more real than that video. All right, Fred. I'm glad you admit it. I believed it for a moment for sure. And like I said, if I didn't have extensive history with those machines and how they operate, it could have gotten me for a quick second. Because he's one of the more accurate quarterbacks in the history of the game. So, Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Then those billion, might easily be a billionaire. But anyway, take my little break. I'll be back in a minute with some questions on the other side. What else we got to talk about here? All right, we got some good stuff on the side. But I'll be back in a minute. You might get this twice, depending, but I'll be right back. Y'all hold it down. Da, 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 da. Yo, yo. Here's your every show reminder to sign up for the Underdog Fantasy app. Best fantasy football app out there. Got the best ball tourney. You'll be able to get into a league with me and AB and get your ass whooped. Sign up, use the code MAN, get your free $25 after your first deposit. And with that being said, time to announce 2 new winners for the league who'll be joining the league and get a chance at our it's going to be a phenomenal belt. It's going to be custom fit for my waist. So if something happens to me during the season and something crazy happens and I don't win that shit, somebody else will get it. You may have to adjust it. But we got 2 winners so far. I believe our first winner was Nikita Walker, a.k.a. Tsunami Mommy. Second winner was Boots. And our third and fourth winner, I didn't miss one, did I? I don't think I missed one. Did I miss one, guys? Did I miss one? Wait. Hold on. What did I miss here? Let me see. I might have missed some good stuff in the comments. Y'all know I like the comments. This is my favorite part of it. Hey, one thing I need to tell you guys and gals too. Because like I said, I just thought about my weekend on Twitter and jumping into that hornet's nest. And some people are putting some stuff in here and I'm getting tweets about, oh, Frank Wright got COVID after he's fully vaccinated, blah, blah, blah. Things will continue to happen. New things, new developments will continue to come out. I'm just of the thought that, if you feel comfortable getting a vaccine, that's awesome. If you don't, that's awesome as well. Everybody should have a choice. Obviously, these different business places are going to have their different rules, their different mandates, et cetera, et cetera. Hey, like I said, I'm not interested in debating anymore because everything gets lost in translation on the internet. Wake up, now I got CTE. I'm an anti this and I'm that, which is not true. It's not the case, guys. I'm pro science. I'm rooting for the doctors, the scientists, the vaccine to work, and everything to be right, and us to get over this whole COVID thing. Obviously, you guys know who's been following me. COVID affected me and my family closely, like it probably all of us at this point. But anyway, 2 new winners. Oh, man. Let me get out of my chair so we can read it. We got Hoof-Hearted. Let me see that. Hoof-Hearted 037 and Mr. Harris 80. Now, these 2 names, you see, Underdog Fantasy Tone. I mean, this white writing. Come on, you didn't know I was wearing a white shirt today. Underdog Fantasy winners, Hoof-Hearted 037 and Mr. Harris 80. So not as familiar with those individuals, but congratulations. Welcome to the club. We sure appreciate you. That white writing, that's a fine with the right writing. And I do not believe, are they in the chat? I don't think they are in the chat. Hey, it's crazy, man. I got they put everything on you once you know what I mean, people. I had somebody tell me younger, really smart person told me younger when I was younger. And if you listen to anybody on TV or radio or whoever, and you always agree with them, you always agree with their stance, everything they say, or it's a problem there somewhere, either with the individual speaking or with you. You should never always agree with one group or one person's school of thought about every issue. That's idiotic. You're not, you got to critically think for yourself at some point. And also, a person is smart. And this is regardless of the issue, the subject at hand. A person is smart. People are dumb. All right? Person is smart. People are dumb. And I'm not, Somebody told me that when I was younger, and I get it. I get it, guys. So obviously I see that there was a bet when I took my break. Ace Boogie said over-under is now set at 2.5 on the timer restarts. The under hit. So whoever bet that under, boss took an L. Michael Ward. L. Yeah, Ace Boogie. Under for the win. Under for the win. Y'all funny though, man. I appreciate that. What else we got, man? A person is smart. People are dumb. Don't forget that. And that's any issue, any subject. Go back and you think about it, man. It's what else we got though? What else we got from? We already talked about Ben and JLo being back together. Him being my hero. We talked about crypto making a run last night, creeping back up to 40. Vince McMahon, I don't know if y'all heard about this. So growing up, I grew up in the matter of fact, we got 15 more minutes. Y'all start dropping questions, man. Football season's here. Start dropping questions. But born in 86, so obviously grew up in the 90s, early 2000s, the Attitude Era of wrestling, which I think it's the best era of all time. There's a lot of good shit going on in the 90s, actually, in the early 2000s. But anyway, that's when we had The Rock, we had Stone Cold, Mankind, Rikishi, Big Show, Undertaker, Kane, Goldberg, Jericho, Hardy Boys. Like we had, and I was middle school, young, high school maybe. That was like the era for WWE. I haven't followed it for a while. After being an adult, started following it again now that Pat's in there killing it, doing his thing on SmackDown. So I definitely been watching it more. But I saw this news come up on my timeline, which I obviously thought was interesting. So Vince McMahon, the show is going to be called the United States of America versus Vince McMahon. And it's set in the 90s, and it's going to focus on the legal battle. Another thing that was going on in that era was steroids in our sports. We remember, we got Otani and Tatis and Guerrero and all these guys, the polar bear up there in New York. We got all these guys now, but back then, we had McGuire, we had Barry Bonds, we had Sosa. There was a lot of juice. There was a lot of juice going on. But anyway, this show is called United States of America versus Vince McMahon. It's set in the 90s, and it's talking about Vince McMahon's battle with the feds because he was allegedly getting his wrestlers that juice, steroids. So it'll be I may tune in, I may tap in, but I just thought that was interesting. I thought maybe some of the people that follow and listen to the show would be interested in catching that as well. I got to get the network, and I'll keep y'all up to date with what's going on in that. But like I said, drop some more questions in the chat. Man, what else did I see? What else did I see on my timeline that was entertaining today outside of, being in that hornet's nest? Baron Davis. I saw Baron Davis. BD. Baron Davis actually that was one of my favorite players to watch growing up. He followed me on Twitter a couple of months ago, maybe last year. I was like, oh shit, BD, follow me. But a video came out of him playing. It may have been the Drew League, I'm not sure, but playing the league, and he put on some pounds. And that happens. BD probably in his 40s at this point. Sometimes he's been investing in some things. He obviously made a bunch of money playing basketball. It's easy to kick back in. We've been kind of, on the lockdown a little bit. Packed on some pounds, okay? We saw Sean Kemp at the Kraken, at the Seattle Kraken expansion draft. He looked like he expanded a little bit too. But that happens. Health is wealth. Take care of yourself. But, the internet, they're going to get you. They're going to get you. So the internet, it was flaming him up about being big, being heavy. So he put out a challenge like, hey, I worked out today. I saw it this morning. He said, I worked out today. And if anybody out there want to play me a game to 9 for 2,500, basically bang my line like, y'all think I'm fat, y'all think I'm this, y'all think I'm that. I played the 9, 2,500. Oh yeah, Shannon Brown. I saw that Shannon Brown picture too. Shannon Brown, a little fluffy. Yeah, a little fluffy too. But I don't know. I might have to. If I could get him like this first week right now, before he get in a little more shape, before his cardio get a little right, I might. Nah, I don't think I would get him. He's too big. Put me in that post. I wouldn't be able to stop him. Too skilled. That's the thing. Those guys be skilled, man. They be shooting their whole life, dribbling drills their whole life, posting their whole life. Come on, man. Who's spamming? I won't do that over here, cuz. Won't do that over here, cuz. Won't do the spamming, cuz. We don't do it spam. But hey, you did your first question. I don't know if it's your first question, but I'll answer this one. E Sims 242. Do you agree with Tyler saying that LeBron is the greatest Heat player of all time? Damn, where's my Heat? I got the Heat hats in here right now, because y'all know that's my squad. Do I agree with Tyler Hero saying that LeBron is the greatest Heat player of all time? Is LeBron the greatest player to ever put on a Heat jersey? Absolutely, 1,000%. I don't think that's a debate or argument. Is LeBron the greatest Miami Heat player? No. I think those are kind of two different questions or answers or whatever. No. You got, I think Dwayne Wade would be the answer. Dwayne Wade is the greatest Miami Heat player of all time. You got Tim Hardaway, you got Lonzo Mourning, you got those guys will probably be around our top 3. Wade, Zoe, Tim Hardaway. But those are my 3. Those are the first 3 that come. You got Eddie Jones, all time great. But yeah, Bron obviously, he brought 2 chips. Brought 2 chips down here to the Yayo. So Bron would probably be 2 actually. He did play 4 years. 4 trips to the finals? 2, yeah, went 2 and 2. So I give LeBron second. I give him second. So Wade, Bron. You got to go Tim, either Tim or Zoe, in my opinion. But yeah, man. All right, what else we got? UD a lifer. He OG. But once again, just to answer that question, Dwayne Wade is the greatest Miami Heat player of all time. Wade County. It's called Wade County for a reason. But LeBron James is the greatest player to ever put on a Heat jersey. Shaq. People been saying Shaq. Obviously, Shaq, when you look at his career once again, put on that jersey, yeah, he would be in that debate. But what Shaq, he won the first chip down here, was a part of that. But he wasn't like, old Shaq. You know what I mean? What else we got, man? We got a few more minutes. Let's get some questions. Oh, Porter Sherman, what's the chance in your book that the Tampa Bay Bucks repeat? I mean, it's tough to repeat, real tough, really tough to repeat. But I mean, you got everybody coming back, coaches included. I've rarely seen that. Team winning Super Bowl bring all the starters back, including Antonio Brown. He's probably not listed as a starter, but and then bringing your 3 coordinators back as well, your OC, your DC, and then your special teams coordinator. That's huge for continuity. I mean, it's hard to pick against it, but it's hard to repeat in the NFL too. Nobody's done it for a while, and it's tough to do. The Chiefs could have, they had a chance. Obviously, they got banged up in the O-line, so once they got in that game, they didn't have a chance. But it's tough to do. But they got the continuity, just like the Chiefs. They had a lot of the same pieces come back. They had Spags come back, defensive coordinator. They had the OC, Eric Bieniemy, come back. obviously quarterback, head coach. So I would give the Bucs a better chance of winning the Super Bowl this year than the Chiefs. So good chance. I mean, good chance, but it's so tough. It's so tough to repeat and have that similar success. But they were 7-5, I believe, last year. Took that ass whooping to the Chiefs, and then went on a run at the end of the year. You know, that shows me that they got better. The continuity got better. So I wouldn't be shocked at all if they were the first team to repeat in a long time. Think about what team repeated. It was probably the last one was the early 2000s Patriots. Who was the quarterback then? Don't be surprised. Nicholas Riley Popovich, do you see any of the rookie wide receivers having a season like Justin Jefferson last year? You'll continue to see receivers come in and produce at a high level. Justin Jefferson, he was playing like top, 7, 8 at his position football last year. And you can say the same about, Justin Herbert, which is a much tougher position to do that. But wide receiver, I think, is one of those positions that you can come in and ball early. It's hard to say. It's hard to say who out of this class could come in and have that type of impact. You got Waddle in Miami. You got Chase and Cincy, obviously. I mean, I can see Jamar Chase coming in and doing that. They were on the same team in college. Jamar Chase is back with that quarterback. Jamar Chase was the number one when he was on the same team with Justin Jefferson in college. So, obviously, he was drafted up there, 5 or 6 for a reason. I can see Jamar Chase doing that. Obviously, love D. Smith, the Heisman winner. That's up there in Philly where Hurts, but I'll say Jamar Chase. That'll be my answer for that one. If y'all remember, I was on that Herbert train early last year, and now everybody on it. Yeah, man. Whoa. I agree with you. Keeper Walker, it was the defense. Stop it with Brady. It was the defense. Stop it with Brady. That's what Keeper Walker said. And I agree with that. The defense carried the Bucs through that playoffs all the way into the Super Bowl. Obviously, they had a phenomenal performance. But Tom Brady did play a good Super Bowl, good enough to win. He played his best game in the biggest game. But if I had to give credit to one side of the ball or the other for them winning that Super Bowl, easily hands down defense and what Todd Bowles was able to do down the stretch. Even from that Chiefs game in week 12 and they got blasted, his adjustments that he made in the second half, it was a completely different game. And I think that paid huge dividends when they saw them again in the Super Bowl. But if you think about the Washington football team game, the Packers game, it was the Saints as well, right? Those playoff wins, those are on the defense. All 3 of those wins were on the defense, in my opinion. And in the Super Bowl, Tom Brady came and did his thing. And I picked the Bucs to win that Super Bowl, which a lot of people did not. I think they were 3-point underdogs. So if you were taking the man-to-man picks last year, you won that Super Bowl. Yeah. What else we got, man? We got 3 more minutes. Let's get a couple more questions. It's easy to win when you keep the Chiefs to 9. Agree 1,000%. But Tom Brady played. They scored 31 points on offense. Gronk had a touchdown. AB had a touchdown. Who else? Got to put up points. Got to execute. He definitely executed. Boston Klein. Do you believe that Mac Jones starts by week 4? If you recall, Cam Newton was my dark horse pick, I believe, at plus 6,000 to win the MVP this year. I don't think Mac Jones starts one game this year for the New England Patriots. I think we see a much, much improved Cam Newton. And if you're going into the season with Cam Newton as your starting quarterback, your game plan, your how you build your offense has to be different than what your future plans are. Obviously, with your first round pick, Mac Jones. But for this year, you know how Belichick is a week-to-week preparer. So you can imagine what that it looks like on a year-to-year basis. Right now, Cam Newton is on a 1-year deal. I think they go into the season with a Cam Newton playing at quarterback. Now, if he completely stinks it up, if he gets injured, obviously, but I don't think he stinks it up. I don't think Mac Jones starts this year, in my opinion, but we'll see. Nakiba, Patreon is on hold. On hold. Grant went for Tuta. That's right. I couldn't remember. I think that flat route and then the one that was an extended play where Brady had to find him. But yeah, man. Levante David, yeah, he should have definitely. I was so Banger's project. I was so happy Levante David is finally getting the recognition that Luke Kuechly stole from him all those years. I definitely wouldn't say Luke Kuechly stole any recognition. Luke Kuechly was that guy. He was that dude. I saw Luke. I was in Carolina with training camp for Luke's rookie year, his training camp. Him and Josh Norman, I believe. And Luke was that guy. And there was some thoughts like, hey, this is a guy, he put up crazy numbers at Boston College, but people didn't expect him to come to the NFL and be that. But when you saw the work that he put in the film room, he had Thomas Davis there, had some guys there around him who helped him be a pro. I mean, Kuechly stole no hype. He was that guy. But Levante David has been that dude as well for a long time. And Devin White is a monster too. Easily the best 1-2 punch at the linebacker position. Easily. Got one more, man. One more question. SM, how would you feel if you were on a team and y'all had to forfeit a game due to someone violating COVID protocols? Violating COVID protocols. You know what? These type of questions are tough to even think about because I had the closest thing to something like this that I experienced was when we had Mercer. Like Mercer was kind of running rampant through certain locker rooms, from and that's when everything changed in like locker rooms, like the protocols and how we did our laundry and how things went on around the showers and the bathrooms and washing hands and all these things. I don't know if you guys remember Mercer like that. I probably didn't deal with it, but it would be some nasty shit if it got on you and you had to get it removed. But something like I never dealt with something like this. Oh, here we go with the camera bullshit. But just a second, guys. Just a god. Yeah, well, that's all, folks. Sorry I couldn't answer that last question, but gotta get up out of here. Y'all go check out the Pat McAfee show. We go.